to start recording first. And now, here we go. Welcome back, everybody, to The Land of Tales. Actually, The Land of Tales, Chapter 2. Welcome back, all of our fabulous players, our not creepy crew, our cheese boys. Say hello, cheese boys.
Hello, cheese boys.
Cheese.
I think most of us do have some version of cheese in front of them, which is very funny. Maybe with the exception of Trad somehow.
No, Trad had two, but they're gone.
Perfect. Last season on The Land of Tales was wild. There are many recaps out there on the internet. Go look at them. I made them. We all made them. I made these guys record them. So go watch them. And I'm not going to tell you what happened. That's not true. I'll give you a little bit of what happened. A little bit of what happened last season on Land of Tales is the Cheese Boys, before they labeled themselves the Cheese Boys, were living their own little individual lives when some parts of their body got hit with a strange, intense pain, and they were transported far away from their lands. Not really. It's not a very large world. To Bianco and their first run-in with the Coche de la Reine. They were not there for very long outside of crashing Snow White's wedding, and then they jumped on through a portal to chase someone in a cloak, because that's what they do. She yelled at them, and then they went on some pretty wild adventures. We met the big red wolf and all of his big brothers. I will not go through all of them right now, as I don't have that list in front of me, so I won't. Somewhere in my 18 billion legal pads it exists, but not here. Look it up, go to another season. I said it 18 times. We met Bob, once a sheep, now a genie, or Genie Sheep Genie. Go read the original Beauty and the Beast if you haven't. It's worth a read. It's quite crazy. We met Trad Cheddar, also sometimes known as Rat Man. Dun, 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 dun. One of Cinderella's footmen. Rats turned footman turned rat once more. We really love the transformation theme here in this particular crew. And we also met Pinocchio. Do you know who Pinocchio is? No? Can't lie, nose gets long. But we're not seeing Pinocchio as a real boy. We're seeing Pinocchio as a real man. And so, here we are in the Land of Tales, 6 weeks after the defeat of the Queen of Hearts, who went cuckoo bananas and tried to take over a bunch of people by inserting purple gems into their neck that would then control the way they thought and the way they acted. That did happen to quite a few of us, I do believe, maybe 1 or 2 of us more than once. And also to our wonderful NPC friends, non-player characters for those at home, Tinkerbell, Chess, who can forget Chess, and all of the big brothers, and a whole bunch of other people that I can't remember right now, because it was a long season, and it was a long time ago. We jump back in and see all of our cheese boys on a huge, no, just kidding. I was thinking of a little bit of Lexus song, but not a huge yacht. Instead, a small little schooner vessel. A little merchant ship making its way from Nassau, the homeland of Pinocchio, all the way over to somewhere that I can't remember. Bundiva! Doobie, please. You created this world. We see all of our incredible cheese boys wherever you are on this ship, it's not very large. There is one enormous, like, rock Goliath named Little John there, scooching your schooner vessel through the water. And let's check in with our cheese boys. Trad, we're jumping right in. Where do we find you on this vessel? Where are you hanging out?
Trad is up on the bow of the I'm just gonna say ship words and hope for the best. The bow of the ship. His neck scarf blowing in the wind. Looking out, excited and anticipating the great ball that his very dear friend Cinderella is throwing for him and the Cheese Boys, of whom he is not reconciled, they weren't fighting. He is reunited with and couldn't be happier.
Gorgeous. Trad, do you want to tell us just a little bit about what's happened in these past 6 weeks? What have you been up to?
Why, yes, I do. Trad has been traveling around quite a bit. Trad spent quite a bit of time with his very good cheese buddy, Big Rad Wolf, the raddest wolf around. And Trad whips out his surfboard, and he's watching the water, and he's practicing his cool new surf moves that he learned from all of Big Rad's brothers. And so Trad feels like, Trad is a very put together little rat, but Trad feels like he got a little bit more of a cool card after that experience. And they did win the big medal, and it was very exciting. And then Trad, in between that though, Trad went on an adventure to try to find his brothers, because spending time with Big Rad's brothers really made him realize how much he misses his brothers. And he hasn't found them yet, but he's very hopeful, and he's very excited to be reunited with Cinderella, because she is going to help him find them.
Incredible. Welcome back, Trad. Straight up, we're going to start here. You're riding on the bow of the ship, like the little point off the front. You're a small rat. We'll get back to that. We're all out here immediately making choices, and we love to see it, folks. Let's pop on over to Big Rad. Big Rad, where do we see you on the ship, and what have you been up to?
Surf's up, my cheese boys. Oh man, I'm so glad to be back here with you all. Okay, so in the meantime, Trad is right. We had a great time. He came and hung out with my bros and me. We did a bunch of surfing. We've really leveled up our surfing game. We're now, not to brag, but we are now internationally recognized surfing champions. So that is pretty cool, if you ask me. I've just been surfing, reconnecting with my fam, doing that kind of thing. Really missing my cheese boys. So I'm hyped. I'm stoked to be back together, bros. So I think right now, what I would be doing, I've attached like a rope situation to the back of the boat, the stern, and I'm using it to like water ski on my surfboard, basically, like water, like, and anybody who wants to join, I can like totally show you the ropes and facilitate your own rope surfing adventure if you want. So like anybody at any point, sailors too, like if little John the rock dude wants to come on, welcome. So that's what I'm doing. I'm hitting the waves and trying to bring the waves to the people.
Little John turns around and says, "Thanks so much for the offer, but I really do need to, like, steer the ship. You look like you're having a great time."
You steered really good, John.
You. Trad's got the best friends. to Bob. Bob, where do we find you, and what have you been up to?
Yeah, I think Bob is probably kind of, I was going to say walking, but floating, kind of back and forth across the ship, um, looking to see if he can catch a glimpse of Mount Olympus. Um, Bob is thinking about the time that he spent there on vacation and those couple of weeks that he got to unwind a little bit and hang out with Dionysus, which was an incredibly cool time. But I think as Bob's kind of floating back and forth, the thoughts of the vacation are kind of mixing and swirling with worries about Pinocchio and how things are going with Pinocchio. He had spent the last couple of weeks with Pinocchio too, and also thinking about kind of what's coming next and the fact that like he's jumping back in and is gonna embark on another like grand adventure with his buddies.
Stunning. Waves move around you. You're all here together on this little boat. Pinocchio, where do we find you? How you been doing?
Pinocchio's great. He has no idea what Bob is talking about. Uh, Pinocchio spent his vacation returning home and opening the most, let's say, a new fixation of having a cheese shop called the Ragazzi Scandenti, which means cheesy boys. And he lost himself in the work of making cheese as he didn't know what to do with himself now that he wasn't adventuring, and all of his problems were solved. So now it's time to do something new and cool, as he would say. So when Bob showed up, he made his secret Bob cheese out of sheep cheese from Bob's summoned sheeps to find out if indeed they were actual snacks, and we found out they are. But he's been, doing normal Pinocchio stuff, like making sculptures of people that they met on their way out of cheese and talking to them and, being generally just totally normal and everything's fine. So he's on the deck of the ship, shipwards, near the mast of the ship, second shipward. You know I know ships. And he and he is like organizing the cheese that he's brought with him from his cellar. And he's trying to create like the perfect combination of cheese to present. But each time he stacks the wheels of cheese, the ship rocks in another direction, so they start rolling across the deck, and he has to run and go get them and bring them back. And he's just very manically kind of like pulling all of the cheese together and talking nonstop.
Incredible. Um, so everyone's doing awesome. It has been 6 weeks. Everyone's chilling. We've met up with each other. We've gone on our own adventures, and now we are all back together thanks to Trad and one big old invite from Cinderella for a huge ball thrown in your honor because nobody else dealt with that queen. She was crazy. Well, who knows? But it doesn't matter because she's gone now. Trad, with the help of some new friends, Robin Hood and the Merry Men, and otherwise, have gotten everybody together, and you are about to dock into the port of Bundiva, homeland of Trad Cheddar, homeland of Cinderella, and of course the Charming family, who reign over there. I'm going to hand it over to y'all as Lil Jon starts maneuvering you all towards the dock.
Oh, it's really happening. We're here.
Little John, I'm super impressed that you were able to make such incredible waves and steer us so true into this harbor. You're an incredible oarsman or steersman or sailor. I don't know. What's your job title, Little John?
Um, I
I wasn't trying to stump you. I really was just trying to be respectful to your profession, is all.
you can call me Lil John.
Well,
And
John, you're a great little John, dude. I'm stoked I got to meet you on this trip. Thank you so much for being the best little John that ever there was. I hope we get to surf together someday, bro.
I really hope that. I think I might sink though.
See, a lot of people think that. Very seldom does it actually happen.
I am made of rock.
Hmm. Some rocks float. I don't know what to tell you, man. Can't know till you try. Are you coming on this adventure with us, or you hang with the boat?
No, I gotta go back.
Dang.
Robin needs help with. Oh, we're taking a bunch of money from this crazy king.
What are you gonna do with
He's
it?
not even really a king. Could you imagine? He just said,
No.
I'm the king here now of this forest. This, like, not even a whole forest, just a part of the forest. He said, this is my forest now. And we were like, no.
I don't
We
think
got a
that's how
lot of
that
money,
works,
so we gotta
man.
go take it.
Okay. Hey, Trad, do you know how to get where we're going from here? Do we need Lil John to give us directions or anything?
Oh, yes, I'm very well acquainted. This is my hometown. I can't wait to show you all around.
No
And
way!
Trad turns to Little John and holds out a small parcel of cheese, very beautifully wrapped, and says, Little John, thank you so much for all of your assistance helping me and my cheese boys traverse these waters. We couldn't be more grateful. Please send my regards and well wishes to Robin, and I really wish you all the best on your next mission, and we hope to help each other in the future. Us cheese boys really respect what you do.
For the visual here, Trad is like this big, and Little John is 8.5 feet tall and made of stone. And like kneels all the way down and just takes this tiny parcel of cheese and is like, Trad, I'm so glad we all met each other. You're just the best little dude there ever was. You guys take care of this little dude.
You got it.
What? Us cheese boys take care of each other.
Oh, don't worry. We'll take care of this little dude, and you should take care of yourself. If you want to go surfing with Big Rat, we can make you a cheese board, cheese floats. It would be quite easy. And here, take something for your troubles. And he'll take like goat cheese crumble, and he's gonna start searching for like a breast pocket or like I guess a pants pocket because Pinocchio is also quite short, and he's gonna try to drop some cheese into his pockets.
Will John opens his pocket wider for you. And is
So
like,
he is wearing pants.
yes, of course.
Is that your roundabout way to ask if this rock was wearing pants?
I don't know. I don't know what the visual image is. So Pinocchio, for your troubles, and he'll like drop it into the cheese, and then he'll pat the pocket a little bit. There you go.
He's like,
I think
mushed goat cheese, my favorite. What's up, Bob?
I was just saying, I think Bob is as he's like putting this in the pocket. Bob's like grabbed one of the wheels of cheese and is like, "Wait, look, Pinocchio! I think if we take the center out of this and put it on Little John's arms, look, he's got little floaties."
That is incredible. That's amazing. We should do two. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, I grab
He
another
puts him
one.
on his feet, then he can like lounge.
Let's not get carried away. He might, water's the most dangerous thing in the land of tales. It,
That
it,
is true.
it could
It'll
kill
get
you
you.
instantly. No death saving rules. No.
I have another slide without Pinocchio in it. I'm just kidding. I don't have that. Could you imagine if this became a lethal campaign?
Louis, you
Oh my
always try to kill us.
I didn't try to do anything. You dealt with mermaids. I don't know what to tell you.
But yes,
That's true.
Pinocchio will quickly produce another wheel of cheese, and I don't know how we'll punch holes in them. We'll figure it out.
Incredible.
Eat your way through the middle, dude. Just eat it out.
That
Hollow
is
out the center with
rational.
your teeth.
Did someone say trad?
Yeah.
Yes, precisely.
All my choppers are ready.
Get after it, Trad. We need. You see how big Little John's arms right around the bicep area? We want to cut out from this wheel of cheese a hole just big enough that we can scooch it right up to that point in his arm. You think you can do that?
Oh, absolutely. And I attack the wheel.
Incredible. Let's go ahead and make our first Constitution save because that's a lot of cheese. He's got big biceps. Go ahead.
Are you underestimating
I'm gonna
Trad
say that
better?
because you are who you are, you can go ahead and add your proficiency bonus to this roll. A gentle reminder to those at home that everyone gets a little proficiency bonus, a little plus to some of their rolls if they are good at something or know how to do it. I really can't argue that Trad knows how to eat cheese. You know what I mean? Like, I can't argue. But
And has
Name's Trad
so
Cheddar.
much experience.
well, Trad is, again, this big, and his Little John's biceps are at least 3 times that size, and then Trad's going to do that for both. So
When it comes to cheese, Trad has a stomach of holding.
we're going to find out together.
Stomach of
I-
holding.
I have eaten at least 3 banquet tables full of cheese in one single session, dozens of times in my life.
Yeah, I was there for one of them. It was the wedding that we went to at the beginning of our last adventure.
You did
Thank
not
you
eat
so
the
much,
whole
Bob.
charcuterie board.
I ate the entire table.
Tablecloth and all, bro. I saw it. There wasn't even a bit of cutlery left. He
This-
housed the whole table.
And thus it begins. What did you get?
This is a constant constitution save.
Yes.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Fabulous. That is what you needed. You, by the end of the second wheel of cheese, you're like, but you make it through.
I readjust my neck scarf and I take 3 deep breaths and I do my little rat scurry to pep myself up and then I dive back in.
You do it, you nail it. You do realize that you've not eaten this much cheese while on, like, a moving vessel in the water before. And you feel your stomach start to do a strange thing it's never done when you've had cheese. But you think you can breathe through it, and also Lil John lashes the boat to the dock and helps you all out. You have arrived in Bondiva. Beautiful, gorgeous, like, rolling hills, little towns everywhere, and, as seen behind Trad, a beautiful castle up at the top of this misty hillside. Lil John looks at you all and goes, I guess this is where I leave you, but I've got my floaties, and I'm gonna go for a swim on my way back.
Right, dude. I would just recommend never swim alone, though. That's like the one rule of the sea or the lake or pond or whatever body of water. Like, just make sure you just go swimming with a buddy is all, just in case.
All right.
You're gonna crush it out there. Oh, have so much fun, dude. Thank you for that sick boat ride.
You too. I hope you guys have the best time and eat all the food. And I'll miss you. And he like picks up Trad, crushes Trad to his chest. Is like, I love you so much. Like gives you a noogie.
I love you too, Big John.
And he turns around to head back out. You all headed to the castle? You want to do anything else?
I've been taking notes the entire time. I've been as soon as I could see the coast, I was jotting things down and like making little like drawings and stuff like that. So I'm kind of wandering around. I'm keeping an eye on where everybody is, but like I'm wandering towards like whatever, like if there's like a mall, like a shopping area, like a little plaza with some stores, or like wherever I'm looking for people congregating, or like any sort of like bustling kind of town energy. Not straying too far, but definitely like wandering kind of loosely in that direction and just taking notes on everything and everywhere.
Yeah, the port is bustling. There is a ball going on today. There are like merchants running everywhere. People are like dressed up and excited. Even if they're not invited to the ball, they're still like, there are parties going out on the street. So you can approach whomsoever you would like.
I think Trad is definitely dealing with his cheese belly. You can kind of see the cheese in his belly as he's walking down the road. Yes. But he's strutting out, scampering in front, and pointing out all of the things in the town square to his cheese boys.
Yeah, Trad, you've for sure been down here before. Like, you and your brothers used to scurry on down here all the time. It's not incredibly far away from where Cinderella's old house was. So it's like a few towns over, but easy to get to. You would like hop on carriages and bop over here. So you know everybody. And people are, I'm gonna make my first roll here.
Ooh!
Ooh. There are two little kids by one of the, like, fishmonger shops who keep, like, whispering to each other and, like, hitting each other in the side and, like, pointing over at you guys. And then they start pushing each other.
Did just Trad notice this, or was everybody noticing it?
I think everybody probably notices this. A few people are looking your way, but these two kids are like, look nervous, but maybe want to talk to you.
Guys, look cool, okay? I think we've got some fans in the crowd. I don't know. I don't want to like be presumptuous, but just look cool, look cool. I think we're getting recognized.
Wait,
Trad's
do
cheeks.
people know?
I don't know, but look at those kids. I'm gonna start not realizing that I am exactly mirroring the kids. I'm like smacking Bob's side, like look over there, look over there. Yeah, I think they know.
Trad's cheeks get even redder than they already are, and is like, Cinderella told me that we are quite famous now, and I think that she's right.
This is the moment that Pinocchio rolls up behind you with an enormous wagon of cheese as he's been lagging behind you for the last 5 minutes, just going,
Are you pulling the wagon of cheese yourself?
There's people to help you.
Too bad there aren't like a couple of strong kids around who could help us pull our cheese wagon. That would be really convenient. Dang, if only there were some sprightly youths.
Yeah, that's a real crying shame, Rad.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
um,
What?
Oh,
okay, I can help.
Was that? Oh,
I
you
can help.
you let me see your muscles.
oh wow.
Oh. Oh.
I can help.
Oh my goodness. I've never seen a
That'll
muscle
do.
that big in my life.
One of them runs up to Pinocchio and is like, I can help you if you want.
help!
And this little kid starts like, probably like 8 or 9 years old, bright blonde hair. Both of them have bright blonde hair, bright blue eyes. Look unclear what their genders are, but look very similar. You probably guess they're either siblings, maybe twins. It's hard to tell. And one of them runs up to Pinocchio and is like, I can help. And the other one's like, no, I can help. And they start like pushing each other, trying to help you.
Well, it's a very heavy carriage, and you have to be very careful because if you bruise the cheese on any road bumps, I will literally cry. I will break down and cry. I've been working on this cheese for so long. It's so important that it gets there totally fine. I might also start yelling, and not at you, just at the sky. It's been something I've been doing. It's been really helping me. You know, like Big Rad once was like, hey, you should identify the colors in order to like help you calm yourself down. It doesn't work as well as screaming. Believe it or not, screaming is actually really, really helpful.
I'm just gonna. I think Bob's like, "Hey, Pinocchio! Look, they've got a shop over here. I want to show you." And I gotta gesture towards Rad and be like, "Can you keep an eye on the kids? I'm gonna keep."
Yeah. I yes and your suggestion.
Brad is just staring at Pinocchio and Bob and then scoots over to Brad and goes, but he's totally fine, right?
You know, Trad, here's the thing. Sometimes when people are doing particularly poorly with their like mental health or whatever, sometimes people will like overcompensate. You know, the lady doth protest too much kind of vibe of just like, I think we should keep an eye on him for sure. Yeah, he seems like he needs some supportive cheese bros around him at this current time.
Yeah,
He's gonna be fine, but dang.
Those are very wise words, Brad.
Thanks, bro. Something the ocean said to me once.
I don't know. And look, they've got two cheese shops right next to each other that are completely different stores. Can you imagine that?
Why wouldn't they work together and increase their stock and share trade secrets? Well, I wouldn't share trade secrets with them. As a matter of fact, I mean, our sheep cheese is actually quite rare. It's interesting. Don't they know that if they put that in the sun, the humidity is going to bake it within the wax? I mean, it just seems kind of like silly. Maybe we should...
I'm taking notes on all of this. I got it all written down, Pinocchio. Here, I'm just going to slip it right under the door here. Boom, taken care of. Look at that.
Wild.
You've
all
already
the way
helped
around.
someone.
You think Big Rad is back by the carriage? What did you say? The carriage of cheese, and is like very carefully explaining each different kind of cheese to the little cheese dudes, our little cheese helpers. Like, now this is a Roquefort. And that one can bruise extra easy, so you gotta be real careful. You see all this padding he's got around it? Don't let that move. Right. I'm just giving him the full lowdown of this cart that I magically understand all the ins and outs of now.
Brad
I
has,
want you to do Pinocchio proud.
as Brad is doing that, Trad has climbed to the top of the mountain of cheese in the carriage, and has assumed the position of carriage driver, and turns around to the kids and to Rad and says, okay, are we all set to go to the castle?
Yes.
Bob, Rad, I'm Rad. Bob, Pinocchio. How's that cheese shop? You ready to go?
Absolutely.
We're ready
We
to
just
go.
recommended some great improvements.
Yeah. And also, look at what we got. I got a Ches puppet. It's like we have Ches with us again. Oh, I am so persnickety and French kind of. And you Pinocchio, you're not gonna like me because I'm sneaky. Yeah, we got it. We're just gonna start running down the street towards the castle.
Chase that Pinocchio!
Ah! And the kids take off.
This is what you signed up for the movie.
I regret nothing.
Calls to Bob. Good job, Bob. It seems you got him very distracted.
Bob was. Thanks, Trad.
Yeah, like I said, I think he's gonna need his cheese boys around him, like, big time. Wait for us, Pinocchio!
The kids chase you. You all head towards the castle. There are so many people coming in and out of the castle, but everyone's going through one main entrance, and there are, like, guards lining the whole way. You're all headed straight down that way? Cool. Everyone, like, moves aside. The, like, lanes open up, and you are escorted straight to the front, and you see a, like, short, stout little, like, gnome-looking guy, no hair on the top of his head, but the bottom, it, like, goes down to his waist, and it's, like, pulled back into a very long ponytail, and is, like, standing up ramrod straight, which brings him to, like, 4'1", and he has a, classic butler towel draped over his arm and a tray full of cheese, and walks up to you and goes, "The cheese boys, I presume."
Ew. Trad slips into a British accent, apparently.
Rest of the campaign.
No
Trad is not used to this much attention. Yes, sorry, I forgot who I was. I'm Trad Cheddar, and these are my cheese boys. We're the cheese boys together. I know Cinderella, and she invited us to this ball.
Yes.
And then Trad just devours the tray of cheese. Sorry, I'm a nervous eater.
Well, this is what I was told would happen. Please follow me, cheese boys. And he carries
What's that supposed to mean?
Trad, still eating cheese on the tray, and starts walking down this long, beautiful hallway into Cinderella's castle. It is beautiful in here. Everyone go ahead and make an insight check for me real quick.
Ooh la la.
La la.
I didn't roll my cheese die. I instantly regret it.
Heartbreaking.
I got a terrible number.
No.
No, we hate to see it.
Betrayal.
Betrayal.
8 for me.
What'd you say? Insight?
Insight, please.
I got a 5. That's what I get for not rolling my cheese die. For those of you wondering, Doobie got me these dope die that look like cheese. They're very
That's an 11 for Trad.
Day 26 for Pinocchio.
Ooh.
We're all worried about Pinocchio, and Pinocchio's worried about what else is going on.
In this moment, Trad is worried about that tray.
Trad is, like, you can only see Trad's, like, tail sticking out from all of the cheese, which is wild because you ate cheese, like, 20 minutes ago, and
My cheese belly is gone now.
yeah, we've reset, I guess. You
Got fast metabolism.
so fast. What was I gonna say? Oh, insight check. Pinocchio. You look around and you're like, nothing looks like used here. Everything is like very pristine and ornate and in its exact place. This does not feel like a place people live. Which makes a lot of sense for a castle, right? There are like common areas that are for more formal events, especially right now. Everything's like being decked to the nines so that this huge, beautiful ball can happen. But as you start going up the stairs and like further up the stairs into more of like the quarters of the people who live here, it still doesn't feel like anything. Like there are long hallways, so many doors to so many rooms that are all like locked. Nothing is open. There's no like life here. You are all led past this place up into one of the spires of the castle where Cinderella's workshop is, where she sews and crafts and does whatever Cinderella does. You are escorted inside by this little gnome man and see chaos. I think Pinocchio knows Cinderella does not leave this room unless she has to. Like, unless she has an event to go to or her husband drags her to dinner. This is where she lives. Just bolts of fabric everywhere, like half unspooled, thread everywhere, and you know that the ball starts in probably like 40 minutes. Cinderella has like a messy bun. Shirt is falling off of her shoulder. She's like covered in paint, but in front of her is this gorgeous dress. Just absolutely stunning, like metallic gold, like bleeding into silver. Something very different than these like big opulent ball gowns that she's supposed to wear all the time. This is more like sleek and like hugs the body, and she looks enraptured in her project as you all walk in. And you see this man go and Cinderella bolts out of whatever world she was in, turns around and goes, "Oh, my friends! Trad!" And grabs Trad and gives him a big kiss, mwah, right on the forehead. Trad, you're here! And your friends, my friends, your friends!
Our friends! These are the Cheese Boys, and they are all of our friends, and we are friends. We are so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
It's
Pleasure to
so...
meet you, Cinderella. I'm Rad. I'm the big Rad Wolf.
Yes! It's so
I've
nice
heard
to
a
meet
lot
you.
about you. You as well, yeah.
I've heard so much about you. The bards sing of you all the time, all of you.
Oh.
Bob? Yes?
Yeah.
Bob.
Yeah, hi, I'm Bob.
It's so nice to meet you. She goes for a handshake. Gives you a big old handshake and then turns and goes, "Pinocchio! I can't believe we haven't met."
Oi, governor, we have not met yet this morrow. I'm going to take part in the cultural normalities of your kingdom, my queen.
Wild. I don't sound like that.
Well, your butler did, and that kind of set me up to think this was normal.
She leans down. She's very tall. She's like, for a human, she is like 5'11", leans down to Pinocchio and goes, "Actually, I think he puts that voice on."
Oh, good. Oh, it's exhausting. How does he do that?
I don't know. And you see he goes, "If that is all." And she goes, "Yes, thank you, Jeffrey."
Hey, hold on, Jeffrey. Cheese crumb. For your troubles.
Cinderella, I'd introduce our new little baby bell cheese boys, but I didn't actually catch their names, but we've caught these two new little dudes who've been pulling our cheese chariot, our cheeseiot, if you will. Yeah, well, sorry, kids. We just enlisted you to pull our cheese wheel wagon. Who the heck are you?
That's okay. That's okay. We're in Cinderella's castle. That's
Yeah, bro.
you're
Sick, huh?
Cinderella. These kids look flabbergasted. They're just and you're the big red wolf, and you're Bob, and you're Trad, Cheddar, and Pinocchio, and we're standing in this room together. We're standing in this room together. The two kids just look at each other and are out of here. What's up, Bob?
Did they carry the wagon all the way up to the top of the spire?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
They are out of breath. They don't care. They'll do it again.
Do you have names, friends?
Oh, yep. We do. I'm Hansel, and this is my sister, Gretel. And Gretel smacks him and is like, it's just Gret right now, actually.
It's great to meet you, Hansel and just Gret.
I'm
Those
just
are some
Hans
sick
now.
names. Oh, Hans and Gret. Got it.
Okay.
Well, lovely.
So yeah, Cinderella, this is Hans and Gret. They're our new cheese boys for the day.
And Cinderella, we brought you this. This is Pinocchio's cheese wagon. We're not worried about him at all. But he did make these beautiful cheese statues that I thought could be a lovely art installation for the ball this evening.
Pinocchio, do you want to introduce your cheese?
It's Pinot now, okay? No, never mind. It sounded cooler in my head. I was just trying it out. Yes, of course. Pinocchio here. Try some of the. Try some of the cheese. Here, we made one after every one of the cheese boys. We have the trad cheddar, the traditional trad cheddar. It's just cheddar cheese, but it's made in the spirit of being able to transform you from a little cheese person to a big cheese person. It's a cheese of passage. And then we also have the sheep cheese. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Also, try the dad cheese, the big dad cheese. It'll make you start talking like this a little bit. It's great.
She is going to try that cheese for sure. Cinderella goes, wow! Okay. Whoa. This is great.
Don't you kind of feel like you want to whistle at your family to get their attention?
I do. Ooh, oh, that's fun. That is gonna mess with some people. Oh, we have to put it on the table. Can we put it on?
So much pain from that.
I brought it for you. Whatever you want to do with it.
Ooh. She looks around and like kind of gets deflated for a second and then looks at Trad and goes, oh, Trad. It's so much harder doing all these things by yourself when you don't have, like an army of mice. Trad, the brave little rat you are, would you sneak some of this cheese onto the charcuterie table?
Me?
Yes.
You're interesting little old trad cheddar to arrange your charcuterie board.
You see Hans and Gret on, like, down next to you are like, Miss, Princess, Your Highness, Cinderella, could we also help sneak things and then, Mr. Cheddar, sir, can, tell us how to arrange them, but we can do the sneaking. We're really good at sneaking. And Cinderella, they both look at you and they go, only if it's okay with you, Mr. Cheddar.
I am so grateful for your help and your very generous offer. I would love for you to accompany me, Hans and Gret, on one condition. You may not call me Mr. Cheddar. That is my father.
Unless he's eating the dad cheese, and then you probably should call him Mr. Cheddar.
What should we call you? My dad says that we're really not supposed to call adults by their first name.
If you insist on that custom, you can call me Monsieur Trad.
Oh, Monsieur Trad. Okay,
That's fine.
and we can sneak.
Of course. Yes. Okay, boys. Here's the plan, and I pull them in.
You guys, I was like,
And then don't say anything.
is there a plan?
Yes. Trad has a plan.
Now what?
Cinderella goes, oh, okay, well, whatever plan you want to do, but I do actually have something that I think might be very fun for this, if you don't mind. And she runs to huge wardrobe, like throws it open, very 27 dresses, just so much fabric everywhere, and pulls out just like a regular looking raincoat and hands it over to Hans and says, put it on. He puts it on and fully disappears. And Gret goes, gimme! And like kind of wrestles themselves in there, and suddenly there are two kids in a trench coat.
Invisible.
Invisible children in a trench coat.
A visible trench coat or an invisible trench coat?
An invisible trench coat.
Had to check.
Trad takes one paw and feels for where they are. Hans and Gret, is this you?
A little hand pokes out of the coat and grabs Trad and yoinks you in.
And then when I'm in, I scurry up. Oh, excuse me, pardon me, and I get to the top of whoever's on top.
You don't know.
I don't know whose head this is, but I am just gonna use your little hair like little reins. Is that okay? And then I can guide you.
Awesome. Yeah.
And then I'll just duck down if we see anybody.
I'm Gret. This one, I'm Gret.
Hi, Gret.
Hans is like, I don't know how I got down here.
Because you're very strong, Hans.
I am very strong.
We all saw those muscles, dude.
You see, like, the lump gets a little higher. Actually, you guys can't see anything.
I feel the lump get higher.
Yeah, you feel yourself. Boop. Incredible. And you're going with them to place a bunch of cheese?
Yeah, I am.
You see Gret's arms come out from not where arms are supposed to come out of a human person this size, and grabs the wheel of cheese, and now it's just a wheel of cheese and two hands about 3 feet in the air walking out of the room. And Cinderella goes, ah!
Should we do try something else?
You start to hear on the door, like, bang, 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 bang. And someone being like, Cinderella, it's time. You have to get dressed. And she looks at you all and goes, okay. So, I have to go get dressed. The worst part. And then I'll meet you downstairs at the ball. You guys can sneak that cheese onto the table, and then do you need anything before the party starts?
We're supposed to be dressed?
Well, it's like a ball, you know. People.
Oh,
Do you need an outfit?
Be pretty cool.
Fantastic.
You look at Pinocchio and he's covered in like wax and like cheese is pressed into his clothes. Like he didn't change his clothes at all from leaving his workshop. He's just covered in cheesemaker stuff.
Incredible. She looks at you all and goes, right. I will find some things for you while I get myself ready. You all sneak that cheese on there and then meet me back here and we can get ready together.
That sounds great.
How
I did
fabulous.
forget my formal board shorts. I'm sorry. So if you have, I would love to borrow clothes if that's all right.
Of course. I have formal board shorts. No worries. All right.
You're the coolest.
The door swings open and a team of like small figures, hairbrushes, curling irons, full curlers, just like 8 petticoats. One is just holding one shoe, another one is holding the other shoe. 2 people, one for each earring. Like she's like, I need like 10 minutes to deal with them. I'll see you all back here in a minute.
Got it, Cinderella.
Have fun. And she gets locked into that room and you just hear like, ow, stop. Where are you all headed?
Well, it's a shame that we let Trad go ahead of us because I think it's gonna be a little hard to find him. But maybe if we find a table of cheese, I bet we'll find Trad. So, what do y'all think?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with the floating wheel of cheese.
Yeah, I was gonna say make a perception check for one floating wheel of cheese.
We're obviously being very subtle. Go more left. If you just go more left. Okay, lift up the wheel.
12.
13.
Oh, this was an everybody thing. Oh. 8.
You all see and hear Trad down the hallway. Trad is not invisible. Trad is visible, probably like 2 feet above, not 2 feet above, probably 1 foot above where the wheel of cheese is. So you pretty easily follow Trad. No one stops you from doing anything, and you find your way. You kind of like get directed. Someone sees the wheel of cheese and kind of just like pushes you on towards this huge banquet hall.
Anytime I see any folks, like any like people who are doing things and prepping for the ball or whatever, I'm just like, wow, that's such a cool magic trick, Trad. Look at, you're making the cheese float below you. Wow.
You get a
I
lot
didn't
of
know
like,
he picked up wizard tricks. That is cool. Bob, good observation, Bob. Yeah, great job, Trad.
Trad has no idea that they're talking to him. Trad is very focused.
you all get some like, yeah, wow, a magic trick, and some people who just straight up ignore you because they are busy. You find your way into huge banquet hall, very similar to the one you had started the last adventure in, like sort of eerily similar, but you know you were at a different castle. But one entire wall has been reserved for a cheese table from wall to wall, which is probably in this space like 250 to 300 feet.
You just hear,
So much cheese.
go towards the cheese table. That's our table. The cheese table.
Grit, stop! It hurts when you stand on me. Like, if you would stay still, we wouldn't have this problem. You are
Straight.
straight. You bump into 4 tables. Someone helps you right the tower, the invisible tower that's holding cheese. And yeah, you get to the cheese table. There's a lot of cheese.
Trad hops off of Gret's head and immediately starts rearranging all of the cheese. Oh, no. This is it. No, I can't believe that they put the Gouda next to the Manchego. That they do not mesh. And I pick up and scooch cheese around, make a little cheese tower.
It's like watching a conductor in a symphony, man. That's beautiful.
Wait, so the kids brought the entire cheese cart with them in the trench coat, or just one wheel?
I think just one, the dad cheese. Cinderella had asked for the dad
Got
cheese
it.
to
Yeah,
be snuck on.
Pinocchio is following behind Trad, and he's taking like toothpicks and olives and stuff, and he's like making characters out of all of the different cheeses, and like kind of an auditorium sort of thing where they're all looking at the
Oh,
dad cheese doing stuff like and like
you've made a
Trad
scene.
yeah,
deeply
yeah, like a Calvin and Hobbes
impressed.
snow day scene, yeah.
Incredible.
Sorry.
Ugh.
No.
Trad gets a little like lightheaded at your artistry.
Go ahead and anyone who's working on the charcuterie board, I will need you to make a sleight of hand check.
And I
Pinocchio,
think I'm
that's
running
just
distraction duty.
so
Great.
beautiful.
I'll help Bob distract, and also if Pinocchio wanted help with his wagon of cheese, bringing it back down the tower, I would have helped Pinocchio.
Does Bob helping us give us advantage?
Sure. It's our first one back.
Dirty 20.
Did you roll with advantage?
I did.
Stunning. Heh. How'd you do, Pinocchio? 10?
Got a hearty 10.
Great.
Some of them are scarier looking than others. Some are malformed.
How'd you do, Big Rad?
Oh, I'm so sorry. What am I so?
No,
Because
if
I was
you-
going to help Bob distract.
Oh, you're helping Bob distract. You're good.
Yeah,
Um,
and help him carry the cheese wagon.
Cool. It doesn't look too shabby for balancing on top of two like unruly children's heads. Trad, you did a pretty good job. It looks pretty nice. Pinocchio, some of them are much scarier than others, but it looks pretty good.
Hey, Pinocchio, you ever heard of Wallace and Gromit? You know that story? It's like these two little dudes. It's like a dude and his dog, and they love Wensleydale cheese, but they're made out of clay. Anyway, I'm getting big Wallace and Gromit vibes from your cheese your what I'm saying is I think you could go in a stop motion animation with your cheese figures if you wanted. Just a thought. Like claymation but cheesemation, you know?
Pinocchio is an artist.
Wait,
Truly.
so like make like cheese puppets and like do plays with them?
Yes, Bob.
If we go into this business, could I be the cheese orderer?
What?
Could I Well, Pinocchio, you would obviously make the cheese. But could I
I'm
help
periodically scanning the room. Making
could I
sure
help
nobody's-
decide what selection of cheese we would like to have? Could I be your right-hand man in this adventure?
Yeah, Trad, whatever you want. Yeah, absolutely.
However, my cheese connoisseur skills could benefit this artistry and this revolutionary, world-changing endeavor. Trad gets emotional again.
Bob, go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage.
Thank you.
Big Rad, you can make one as well since you're doing some distracting.
Thank you.
Bob-
Also advantage
Bob's
or regular?
trying,
Yeah.
but Bob is not a perceptive fella. That's
Poor
a
Bob.
straight roll.
One straight roll. All right. That means Bob adds no pluses to this roll.
Yep.
But gets to roll
Okay.
twice and take the higher one.
Yep. And bless I did. I got a 6 and a 16.
Okay.
I got a dirty 20.
Alrighty. I have to make one more roll. Okay. No, that's still so much. Okay. You are looking around the room, Bob and Big Rad, making sure everything's cool. Trad has been, like, put down on the charcuterie board so that, like, he can use
Let the
this for
artist
himself.
work. Let him cook.
I don't think you guys notice anything except, like, there's a lot of people around, like, everyone's scurrying, getting ready. But I think just Big Rad, you see a little, like, quick movement out behind one of the doors. Like, very fast. Something kind of like a blur moved past the door.
Did it seem like other people noted, like, so you know when you're like, I'm imagining there's lots of butlers and stuff running around and they're ignoring each other, but also like aware enough to not run into each other, that kind of thing. Where the people near the blur, did it look like I'm aware of this blur and I'm avoiding it, or did it look like I'm just a butler on a mission and I don't know that that blur is there? You know, that makes sense.
Yes. No one else seems to, like, give it any sort of notice. Looks like you might be the only one who knows what's happening here.
I'll nod to Bob and kind of nod in that direction to indicate to keep an eye. I don't know what it
Did you
was,
see?
but I saw something. I saw like a blur, like when
like a
you're
whoosh.
catching a like a whoosh. Yeah. It was like a whoosh. Yeah, precisely. I don't know. Did it look like humanoid or something, or was I able to tell?
It looked literally like, you know when Wile E. Coyote runs and there's that, like, trail behind him? Looks like that trail. And
Cool.
no discernible figure, my gosh.
Features.
What's happening? I've been working all day. That's what's happening.
Oh, buddy. I don't know what it was, Bob, but it was like let's just keep an eye on over there. I think there's
Yeah.
something a little wonky happening.
You got it.
Maybe. Yeah. Stinks
Keep
a
my
little
eyes peeled
bit
for
like
a
a
whoosh.
cheese that's whoosh. Yeah.
I've been
A little
wondering why
wonky
Cinderella
whoosh.
told us we had to sneak this anyway.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Um,
I assumed it was just for fun, for like a fun little side quest. But come to think of it, she probably would have had a better reason than just entertainment. You're right.
Maybe. I'm honestly, if I hadn't just seen that whoosh, I probably would have agreed with you. Or, well, not seen it,
Same.
but been told of if you hadn't just told me
Heard.
about the whoosh.
Yeah, we gotta figure out this whoosh.
you
Yeah.
think that you've been down here for probably, like, 10-ish minutes now? You think you could probably start making your way back if you wanted to?
How we looking on the board, friendos?
That looks pretty good.
Trad just whips around and holds his arms out. Pinocchio, I think we've done very good work here.
I would think so.
Looks beautiful.
Now,
Almost haunting in a way, but in a beautiful way.
maybe Cinderella wanted us to sneak this cheese because I thought that we probably didn't give the kitchen enough advance notice, and now we have definitely commandeered their aesthetic. Do I think it's a better aesthetic than what was here before? Yes, I do. But that's probably unfair to the kitchen staff.
Well, then, should we go check back in with Cinderella?
Yeah. Do you think there's a way to get, like, could we go past where the whoosh was on our way, or is it, like, not even remotely that direction?
You are in a pretty central area. This is like a big banquet room. It has to be accessible, like, to the big front entrance, So it has like many entrances. You guys came in through the least accessible one because you were coming up from Cinderella's Spire. This one happened like on the other side. But it is like a big box that you can kind of walk around the outside of. So you could go out that way and like circle back around if you wanted to.
Yeah, maybe I'll take a lap. Anybody want to come? I'll fill you guys in. We saw a whoosh, and when Bob and I were keeping eyes out, and I don't know, I got a feeling about this whoosh. Just a weird
You
little
know,
cheesy gut feeling.
you know a whoosh, right? When you see like you're like out of the corner of your eye, you see something go like whoosh.
Well, I always thought whoosh was a noise, but I guess sometimes you can see noises.
It's a visual whoosh.
Visual whoosh. If there was less noise in here, maybe it also would have been an audible whoosh. We don't know, which is part of why I want to go investigate.
Oh,
We'll take a little
well,
whoosh walk.
Whoosh walk.
that sounds very exciting. Pinocchio, what do you think? Do you think we should go find Cinderella? Maybe we should tell her about this whoosh?
We could go talk to Cinderella and we can talk about our business relationship. I mean, adding you to the fold, we'd have Bob and then we'd have you, and then we could find some way to bring Big Red into it. We could make the whole business just go crazy.
I mean, I really think it could lead to a lot of international performances for us. We would be marquee level world travelers.
Oh my God, I'd be like a cheese luthier and you'd be like my yo-yo Mats. It could be incredible.
Trad's tearing up again.
I'm gonna mute
Trad's
Frankie for the rest of
You signed up for it, Doobie.
I love it.
Pinocchio, that was the most beautiful thing anyone has ever said. And if anyone tried to silence you because of the art and poetry you just uttered, I would say, for shame to that. For shame.
Good thing that person can't hear you. So are you going out into the hall to like investigate the whoosh?
I would like to, just to like, I don't want to like get super in the weeds about it. I kind of want to just go like peek in and see if anything looks off, and then yeet on up to Cindy.
Cool. If you're gonna just take like a quick look around, you're gonna give me either perception or investigation with disadvantage because you're not like going and searching through things. So whichever you would like to give, anyone can do that.
I do want to go to the spot I saw, just to be clear.
Heard.
Trad like goes with them, but Trad is way too caught up in this idea and is just standing on Pinocchio's shoulder, just like waxing poetic about the business plan.
Stunning.
Did you say disadvantage, Doobie? Sorry.
Perception regular because you're just like looking around, or investigation with disadvantage depending on which one works for you.
I would like to do perception and get a dirty 20 and not risk losing the 19 that I rolled.
Fabulous. Anybody else?
Yeah, I got a 6 investigation.
Cool.
So
That wish is gone, baby.
That whoosh is in the wind, baby.
you know, whooshes don't stay in the same place for very long. I don't think.
That's a good point. They do say you can't ever step in the same river twice, and I bet it's probably similar with whooshes.
Right, you can't ever whoosh the same whoosh twice.
That's deep, bro.
What if we turned the puppetry into shadow puppets in like a film noir style?
Pinocchio,
Would
are
it be
you
clear that they're
investigating?
cheese, though?
Oh,
One of the cheesy you could tell a story about a duck with the cheese, like a film noir about a duck.
That's a great idea, Bob. Yeah, no, that tracks.
How dare you? How actually dare you? Watch all of the seasons here of
I
Land
was
of Tales
actually
Presents.
thinking that we could have a crossover with the Busta Rhymes in his song Woosha?
I just want everyone to know
Oh, ow! I'm
I
in so
could
much
mute
pain.
everybody, and I choose not to.
Busta Rhymes. That's cute.
My word. All right.
And I still want you to play. You know, I stepped correct. Woosha.
Pinocchio, you have given up your time to investigate.
Well worth it. It's worth it.
I'm kidding. If you rolled, you can tell me what you rolled.
I mean, it's not. I mean, investigate. Pinocchio's not a smart boy.
I don't
Um,
know your life.
it's like a 15, a 15 investigate. Is that smart boy stuff?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, take
It.
heart.
Man, you're outside of that room for sure. And Trad is talking a bunch of stuff. You don't see any whooshes around here.
We could put them on fly rigs and then send them into the grid, and then maybe we could do like a horror cheese puppet show and then fly them in, and for Halloween make them spooky.
Big
So
Rad.
We could
ghosts.
whoosh them in.
Big Rad, you see another whoosh.
Like that. Do you see that whoosh? Like
What?
that. Right there.
Huh?
That
Where?
whoosh. I
What?
saw it. That
Bob,
one.
you can make another perception check to try to see this with advantage because Big Rad is pointing you that way.
Oh, I needed it. 12.
You don't see a whoosh.
It's okay, Bob. Dang. One of these days we'll both get to see that whoosh. It was right over there, though. Was this the same, like near the same spot, or is this a different spot?
No, looks like it's going further down the hallway.
All right, cheese boys. I think we have a choice to make. Sir, excuse me, we're having a Cheese Boys meeting, and also, may I offer a suggestion to you? It sounds like you've got a little congestion. Now, often dairy can do that to you. So what I'm going to advise for you to do for your throat's sake is start chugging the honey lemon water, hot water, because it'll give it a nice coating without letting the cheese, the dairy, the lactose, the fats in the cheese build up on your throat and cause congestion, which then that thing you keep doing, that's you trying to clear the cheese out, the congestion. Happened to my grandmother, that's why I know.
I don't eat cheese.
You
Her
what?
Royal Highness Cinderella Charming has requested your attendance in her chambers.
I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. Respectfully. Did you just say you don't eat cheese?
I am lactose intolerant.
Bigotry is not cool, bro.
He turns
I'm
and
just
starts
gonna-
walking.
Hey, now, don't walk away from an open heart, bro.
He
Here's
keeps
the
going.
thing, man. We gotta coexist.
He's walking away.
gotta-
He's out of here.
You have to tolerate the lactose. You don't have to be the lactose. Gotta let it live. Come on, man. Well, what I was gonna say, cheese boys, before lactose over here, I was gonna say we have to choose, I think, between going down that hall to look for the little whoosh or going with up to Cindy's. It sounds like perhaps that choice has been made for us. How do we think? What do we think? How do we feel?
Well, we do need to get dressed for the occasion,
That is true.
but
Maybe-
I'm very curious about the whoosh.
Well, maybe
Maybe
Sid
we-
knows something about the whoosh, and also we can ask why we had to be sneaky and what would happen if we definitely were not sneaky in a hypothetical sense.
You're so smart, Pinocchio.
This is an excellent plan. Let's go back to Cindy and talk to her. She's great to talk to, and she knows a lot of stuff. She's very smart. She taught me so much.
Yeah, I think she might be interested to know that some of her staff is very intolerant, and maybe it's time for a little training on accepting things different than yourself.
I didn't
There's nothing
realize
wrong
she.
with a lack of toes.
But there is something wrong with intolerance.
I didn't realize that I thought that maybe he just wasn't a very happy person, but apparently he's really quite rude and offensive.
Quite rude. Fish don't have toes, and they're great. Come on,
Yeah.
man. And they like cheese.
I'm pretty sure Bob doesn't have toes.
Yeah, I
Oh,
do.
he does. Do you?
Sure, I do.
Well, you just float around a lot, and I don't think I've ever seen your toes.
Pinocchio, do you
Oh.
have toes on your little wooden feet?
I haven't checked in a while. Not been the top of my priorities.
Does it fluctuate?
I don't know.
Uh, one day we'll have editing. And
Uh,
oh boy. All right, what's happening? Are you moving? Have you just been having this
Follow the cheese bigot.
He's walking back to Cinderella's chambers.
I don't know if the number of toes I have fluctuates.
Y'all, we gotta move past that.
I cannot.
Gonna move on past it. All right. You head back up to Cinderella's chambers. This dude walks right by. He doesn't even turn around. He's like, you know where you are, and he keeps walking to do one of the other billion jobs he has to do today. Everyone, go ahead. Give me perception with disadvantage.
mhm.
I just rolled 2 natural ones in a row.
Ah!
I'm nervous now. I just got a knot in my tum tum.
You should be
Perception,
9.
16.
nervous. Pinocchio, as you get closer to the... Sorry, I saw Trad's 8, 9, 8, 9, 8.
Yeah, I got 9. Trad
Great.
got 8. So
I technically have 2.
Sure. At disadvantage, you actually have one.
Well, I rolled 2 nat ones, so it doesn't matter. I'm just being a bum.
They stack when it's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I get to add my perception, so technically I have 3.
Hey.
What's a 3 get us?
I got 2 nat ones and a trench coat, baby.
Pinocchio,
So sorry, dude.
I have a show to run.
Not if we can help it.
We're
It's
professionals, okay?
I
You
quit.
got yourself a team of professionals, dude.
I'm turning off my computer and I'm ordering Chipotle. Leave me alone.
Meme's gonna call you later. If you end this show early,
That's
Meme,
true.
we're relying on you. Don't let her quit.
I think that Chipotle started raining from the sky.
What?
God is ordering Chipotle.
Nightmare. All right, Pinocchio, as you approach Cinderella's
What?
store.
Oh my lord.
All right, everybody
Help.
come back. Everybody come
Help.
back. Let's everyone put your feet on the floor. Okay. Everyone put your feet on the floor. We are playing a game together. All right. Nightmares. Pinocchio, you hear some sort of whispering as you approach Cinderella's door. Big Rad, you know that Hans and Gret are right next to you.
The invisible ones? Dang, I sure do wish we knew where those kids went. They were really helpful in our time of need. Too bad we just simply will never be able to find them because they're invisible. Dang. I bet they could have helped us find that whoosh.
Hey, Gran! Shh! I hear some
What?
kinds of whispering as I approach Cindy's door.
Oh, too bad we don't have two sneaky little invisible kids who could help us listen out. That would be really handy.
The whispering stops as Pinocchio speaks. You're all welcome to go inside if you would like, but you are standing outside of a door, kind of just like talking to each
I'm
other.
just gonna go ahead and I'm feeling a little spooky vibes here. I just want to. So one thing I learned how to do while I didn't see you guys for a little while is I can do this thing now, and I cast bless on all of us.
Great.
Thank you, thank you.
As we enter the room, if we are entering the room, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mechanically, what does bless do again? I should know by now.
You get to add 1d4 to melee attack rolls and saving throws
Sick.
and ability checks,
But-
I think.
I was
it's
gonna
a
say,
one
so I
and
think
done,
it's
right?
Ability checks, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ability checks in all attack rolls, I think.
Yeah.
Single use.
No, it
No?
lasts for 10 minutes, I think.
Oh no, it is saving throws. I'm reading it now. Reading is good.
Bad
Reading
for
is-
you. Reading will give you lactose intolerance. Hear that, kids? Stay out of school. Just
Don't
kidding.
be a
I don't
bigot.
mean that. Eat
Stay out
cheese.
of school.
Eat cheese and go to school.
Are you
Eat cheese
guys
at school.
Going
Bring
inside.
cheese to school.
Are you going
Yes,
inside?
we go inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cinderella is there, surrounded by so many people wearing like bright pink, like cinched at the waist, corset being pulled as tight as it possibly can, and then like skirt so wide you could not approach her if you wanted to. Right? It's like 5-foot diameter all the way around. You gotta be wearing like 100 petticoats under there. Her hair has been like twisted and curled. Cinderella is stunning. Cinderella is like 5'11", like dark skin, long, thick, dark hair. And she's like, she's had it like pulled up and away from her hair and like tight curls. So much makeup on her face. I don't think, Trad, you've seen Cinderella with makeup on her face when she like went to the balls originally, but like never since. And she looks uncomfortable. But you all walk in and she goes, oh, you're back. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for all your help. I do look beautiful. Yes, thank you. You did that. Thank you so much. I'm going to help my friends get ready. Thank you. And they like keep trying to touch her up and she goes, excuse me. Thank you. You can go. Go get ready for yourselves. And they all look very frustrated, but head out the door. You are standing with Cinderella in this huge, like, obnoxious, bright pink dress. And she looks at you all and goes, well, I don't really get to choose what I wear, so I think you should choose what you wear. And she just starts opening up wardrobes and drawers and, like, she has so many garments. You can all basically choose what you would like to wear to this party, and I would love to go around and have a little bit of a fit check before we head. So give yourselves a little, like, wonder what I would wear to a fancy ball in my honor. Because it is in your honor. This is for you. And Cinderella's here to help you find whatever it is you're looking for. Anyone want to start us off?
Trad has a really good idea of what Trad would like to wear.
Great.
Trad would like a very floral collared shirt with the most fabulous, fantastical bow tie that Trad can find in Cindy's collection. Um, the shinier, the better. Trad would like a little hat atop his little head, and some fabulous trousers, maybe with like the darts down the front, and a pair of little um, like shiny like patent leather shoes.
Incredible. Go ahead and make either charisma with proficiency or dexterity with proficiency, whichever floats your boat.
Um, 9.
You can add a d4 to that.
Oh, for bless.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Also, isn't your charisma +3?
You said I could do Dex.
Dexterity or charisma, whichever one's higher.
I did Dex is higher. It's +4.
Okay. Plus, what's everyone's proficiency bonus right now? 3?
3.
So it should be +7 altogether. What did you roll
Yeah.
on the dice?
I rolled. Oh, what did I rolled a 2?
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
That's very sad. What'd you get on your d4?
A 2.
Okay. With an 11, Cinderella finds, like, not the shiniest patent leather shoes, but, like, figures something out for you. You do get, like, a floral collar. The bow tie is not, like, quite as jaunty as you would like it to be, but you do look very good.
Like averagely dapper.
Averagely dapper is what we're gonna call this style. Stunning. All right, who's next? Who else has got an outfit for me?
I can. Yeah. I think so. Bob, as a reminder for everybody, Bob travels with his genie lamp on him, inside of which he does keep some semblance of a wardrobe. So Bob definitely already has the robe picked out. Giant, like fluffy, white, soft fabric, like feathery, like all lining all the way down where it comes together across the front. The bottom kind of like rolls out into like multiple layers, each of which kind of curl down and poof out a little bit, with some tulle that just like makes it look really full. So you can't really see like the bottom half of Bob's legs at all. And then Bob is looking to like accent with like jewelry and like a belt from Cinderella, looking for like anything like some sort of like rings and maybe like a ring bracelet combination kind of piece, and like some like bright blue, like very vibrant blue, styled kind of belt.
Beautiful. Yeah, go ahead. Same check. Charisma or dexterity?
Just straight charisma mod plus proficiency.
Yes.
Beautiful. Flat roll.
Yes, please.
Lovely. I'm going to use you for this.
And you can add bless.
Beautiful. Let's roll the bless first. Let's see what the bless does. That's a 1.
Nice.
Not a great start. Cool. So we're adding +8 to this, as a charisma roll. Okay. That's a 9, so 17.
17, she hands you a belt, like, made of sapphires. She's like, the amount of resources I have in this place. Trad, I'm so sorry. I just don't make things that small all the time anymore. You guys all don't live here. And she... But she's, like, got you on her shoulder.
Cindy, thank you so much for your incredibly generous hospitality. We came pretty underprepared for a ball, and that's because we're used to being out in the wilds and taking on crazy adventures. So it's been a while since we've gotten all spruced up.
She like pets you on top of the head. She's like, "You're so sweet." And Bob, she gives you some jewelry. There is so much, and like all very real. And you're like, "How does any one person have this much very expensive jewelry?" And she just looks at you and goes, "I don't know. It's just they said it was mine, and then I moved into the tower, and then they said you have to take it with you, and I said fine, I guess. So please wear whatever you want. You get decked out.
You
Thank
look
you
so
much.
good, Bob.
Oh, thank you.
You too, Trad. You're both so stunning.
Ah, rad.
Um,
I can I can go next if that's okay.
Pop off.
So, Rad would like, please, if I may, some beautiful tuxedo style board shorts. With like the little, you know how tuxedo pants often will have like the stripe down the side? You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm talking about? Sick. And then tuxedo coat, long tails on this coat, is beautiful. And it's like a silken Hawaiian shirt underneath, with like a fancy little cummerbund around the tummy. Um, and lots of like pearl jewelry and maybe some um like mother of pearl kind of stuff too, or like seashell. Just lots of like some coral, lots of like oceany jewelry things just all over. No shoes. That's it.
Fabulous. Go ahead and make that same check. Charisma or sleight of hand.
That would be a 16 for me, please. Oh wait, I can add bless and that doesn't affect anything blessy later.
Yep.
17.
17. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got Cinderella puts a regular pair of tuxedo pants on you, and like in her enormous dress, like shoves it as far back as it'll go and leans down and just like cuts it off around your leg and
Yeah.
like does a really quick hem. Everything else she kind of just like has. She's like, my husband wears this stuff all the time, please.
You know, I didn't beg Prince Charming for a Hawaiian shirt, dude. I'm impressed. Good for him.
Oh, that's from the other one. That's oh god, I can't even remember his name. The one married to the one from Atlantica.
I don't know. He has great. Oh, Titan?
His
Triton.
kid.
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't
Anyway,
matter.
he has great taste. I love it. Tell him I said thanks if you ever see him.
I think he'll probably be here. Everyone from the court is coming, as far as I'm aware. If they're not coming, that is a full choice that they're making.
Is it weird if like he sees me in his clothes and was like, "Yo, that's my shirt"? Is he gonna
I
be weird about it?
don't think so. I don't think so. That should be fine. What
Guess
does
we'll
he
find
know? He's
out.
got so many clothes. Um,
It's great.
what about you, Pinocchio?
So Pinocchio goes to the closet and opens it up, and he finds a bright red, opulent looking Renaissance hat. You know what I'm talking about? Like the big puffy ones with all like the different patterns on them. And he goes, "This is what we're looking for." And he finds a matching red Renaissance shirt, the ones that like are like kind of blousy near the neck with the strings that come across and the big poofy sleeves. And he's like, "It's all coming together." And he finds a pair of those like super poofy, stripy Renaissance pants, but it's all just different shades of blue. And they come up to like his chest, and they have these little straps over the shoulders and these two little buttons like that it clips to. And he stands in the mirror and he flips his cap and he goes, "Whoa! I feel like I look pretty good. Bing, bing.
Pinocchio, I will not make you roll for that.
You're Pinocchio."
I cannot wait to draw this.
Ow!
Oh,
Unhinged. Uh,
Uh,
all right. You all look
Oh goodness.
incredible. Absolutely incredible. Cinderella, make sure that like all the finishing touches are in place. Adjusts Trad's little bow tie and looks at like this large hat that she has that sounds very similar to what Trad was looking for. And she goes, I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm going to. And turns around and goes through her enormous sewing kit and finds like just not a whole lot. It's probably like this much, like gold dust. And she takes a little bit and she sprinkles it on the hat, and it shrinks down to Trad size. And she's like, "You don't mention that to the fairies."
I promise I won't. Thank you so much, Cinderella. I don't even know what to say. And Trad starts crying again.
She gives you a hug and like gives you a little kiss on the head, and she's like, "I'm just so happy you're all here. It's so boring here. It's so boring."
Oh, we wanted to ask, why did we have to sneak the cheese into the cheese procession?
They would not be happy to learn that I was a part of that. But it would just be funny, I think, if like, you know, talking, and Snow White and her, and then eats a little bit of cheese and that'd be funny. But I could get in a lot of trouble.
she's a queen. How do you get in trouble?
I'm always in trouble about. Also, I'm not the queen technically.
How does that? Are you like the princess? What?
I really don't. So I tried to ask once, and they were not thrilled about. The Charmings are really specific people who are very kind and generous, and take really, really good care of me. But yes, they keep that mostly to themselves.
I see. Okay.
Trad, you can go ahead and make an insight check here with advantage and bless. Trad gets to roll 2 dice plus add a d4, and then whatever Trad adds to insight. I don't know. I don't have their characters.
Okay. So I got a 13 as the highest one, and then I add insight.
Yes.
That's going to be an 18.
Cool. With an 18, she's not saying something, and you think it might. It's either like fear or trepidation, but she's really skirting around what she wants to say.
Where am I right now? Is she still holding me, or am I still on her shoulder?
Yeah.
From her shoulder, I scurry over to her little ear, and I whisper into her little ear, Cinderella, I know that you just met my friends, so I understand if you don't trust them all the way. Of course not, you don't really know them. But they are my cheese boys, and I trust them as much as I trust you, which is just the most anyone could trust anyone. And I want you to know that I love you so much, and I hope you're okay, 'cause I'm a little worried about you here.
She takes you off her shoulder and gives you a little kiss on top of the head and whispers really quickly and quietly, "The walls have ears." And looks at you all and says, "I think it's time to party. Are you ready?
Almost, Cinderella. By the way, may I again say thank you so much. We look incredible, and that's all thanks to you. You are amazing. Um, so I have a question about a whoosh. Do you know of any whooshes that are employed in this castle? Because I saw
I
two
look at Rad and
whooshes.
I go,
I meant witches. Witches? Do you have any witches? I thought I saw a couple witches downstairs, making a brew.
"Oh yeah, there's
Oh.
lots of witches and magical people in this town. I'm sure there's many
Whoa.
witches invited to the ball tonight."
And some
Can't
of
wait to
them,
meet them.
Yes,
some of them.
actually, there are a few. What's up, Pinocchio?
No, it's just some were like doing magic with sand. They were sandwiches.
Get out. Leave. All right. Uh,
Oh, by the way, Cinderella, I wanted to say sorry that we were a little bit delayed, and then that your friend with the really long hair had to come get us. We were taking a whoosh walk.
what is a whoosh walk?
Oh,
It's where you
well,
walk around and you say, whoosh, whoosh. Right, Bob?
yeah. No, we saw. So, I think Big Rad when we were down there being sneaky and putting the cheese on the board. Uh, Me and Big Rad were keeping our eyes out, and I didn't see anything, but Big Rad is really good at seeing things, and Big Rad said they saw a whoosh.
Yeah, I was one of the witches. I'm looking at Trad to be like, wait, we're not supposed to tell Cinderella, right?
That was
Because
one
I
of the
also want to
witches,
tell her.
Bob.
Every
That was it was
Yeah,
because they have their rooms and they have their
yeah,
what do you call it? Cape. A cape.
The
yeah,
cape. Oh, the cape. That would have made Bob. I think that is what I saw. I saw a
yeah.
witch's cape whooshing on by on our whoosh walk. That's what a
And
whoosh
so we
walk
went
is.
to go see if we could see the witches.
The witch is whooshing on the
uh,
whoosh walk.
well,
That's what a whoosh walk is. You try to find stuff whooshing. What?
there are witches invited. Are you suggesting we whoosh walk like to the party?
Sure.
That sounds like fun.
Let's do it.
She go whoosh and like starts walking.
Chad's right behind her.
Stunning. Tread, you can like hold on to any point of her enormous skirt and just like you're on one of those like swing rides at like fairs, you know what I mean?
Yes. Woo!
Um, Stunning. You all make your way. The party is like starting to kick up. There are lots of people who have been let in now. There's like a party out on the front lawn, and then there's this huge like banquet area. You all arrive at the top of a grand staircase. Cinderella has taken you a different way than the way she usually gets around because this is a formal event, and stands up at the top of the stairs and turns around and looks at you and goes, "Okay, so I have to go in first. That's just, you know. And then, so they're going to announce me, and I will have to walk down the stairs and then go see my husband, and then they'll introduce you, and you'll walk down the stairs, and then we can party. Sound okay? Gorgeous.
Sounds great,
Whoosh.
Cinderella.
Whoosh! She looks so excited to have learned this new thing. She, like, fixes herself up. A little, like, maid person runs in and goes, "Cinderella, you can't go down there without your crown. You have to." And she's like, "I hate wearing it. I hate wearing it." And she's like, "I don't care. You have to wear it." And she, like, leans down, gets her little stuck in her head. Mine will disappear. And she straightens up, and waits, her hands crossed at her waist, and waits very patiently for her name to be announced. Her Royal Highness, Cinderella Charming, not queen, wife of our dear Prince Charming. And you hear the doo 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 doo, and she glides down the stairs. And then the person next to you, the little announcer man goes, How would you like to be introduced?
Mm. The cheese boys? Do we
Cheese
want to do
boys?
individual names? I'm fine with just
Cheese
cheese
boys?
boys. I think we're just the cheese boys.
We are the cheese boys, sir.
Very well. He takes a step back, curtain opens to let you out, and goes, presenting heroes of the land of tales, the Cheese Boys. And you hear, like, a lot of, like, people turning to look at you. I'm going to need a group persuasion check.
Ooh.
And the DC here is 50.
What?
Whoa.
You're going to
Random.
add them all together. So you're all gonna roll.
I get known that Trad is skipping in.
Incredible. Trad is so small. They cannot see you. Unless you go on the railing.
Do they just see my hat when I skip?
Yes. Unless you're on somebody's shoulder, they have a hard time seeing you.
Yo, Trad, I was thinking, what if I surfed down the stairs and then you could like also surf down the stairs next to me and then I could like help draw attention to you, you know what I mean? And if anybody else wants to hop on this board with me, I'm game.
Big Rad, could I surf on your tail?
Yes, bro!
I
No,
get on my
Bob.
little surfboard.
I think
Y'all
I'm
wanna
like
surf?
I'm using my like puffy like tulle robe to make it look like the chop in the waves, and like because I and like flying down kind of right behind you guys.
Love that. It's beautiful.
Alrighty. I need everyone to make a persuasion check and tell me what you get.
Why is your face like
Because we're
that,
being so
Pinocchio?
cool, right?
So
What
I
do you get,
got a
Pinocchio?
7. So Pinocchio's probably rolling down the stairs with wheels of cheese popping out of his pants.
Stunning. Stunning. Love to see it. Who else?
I got an 11.
Great.
Oh, wait, we had bless,
Yeah, you can add bless.
Oh, we can have bless?
You can add bless.
and this was not with advantage, right? This
No.
is straight roll. Okay, 12 then.
Wait, so we
I
can
got a
have bless?
dirty 20.
Think.
Sorry, what was that, Pinocchio?
We can add bless?
Yes.
It's 11 now.
Okay.
Even my blessed dice don't do very well.
No.
We
I've
forgot
rolled a
to.
1. There's so many ones on the blessed dice is going around.
We forgot to give your dice a stern talking to before we started season 2.
They're not even the same dice from last season.
Oh, no.
I got all new dice.
Bob. No, Bob.
We
You're telling
gotta
the story.
break their union, man. We gotta crack down.
So that's 14.
Okay, and now Doobie does some very quick math.
I'm pretty sure that's 56.
It is in fact 57.
Oh, I was totally lying.
Um,
I really believed you. It's like, dang, that's some good
I was
mental
like, yeah, you
math.
did a good job. With a 57, you see everyone just looks at you in awe. Cinderella's at the bottom of the stairs. And you all are greeted by a lot of people kind of like coming to swarm you. A lot of like tall, rich looking nobles dripping in diamonds walk up to you, and this like very tall, very broad, like dark hair, dark sea green eyes man, and a like shorter, really long, wavy, like reddish hair walks over to you, and the taller one goes, "Bravo! Absolutely gorgeous. The waves,
Thank you.
stunning. Absolutely stunning." And the woman on his arm just
Would Big Red recognize these two or be able to like figure out who they are?
Make a history check.
Carefully. Well, 8. Wait, less. Because I'm pretty sure I know who they are, but. Okay.
You said it.
10.
No.
Dang.
You don't know. You
I
don't
go,
hang
"Hi,
out on
I'm
it.
Bob.
Uh, the guy goes, yes, absolutely, I know. You are heroes. You really took down that Queen of Hearts. She was a pester to these lands. And you see again his wife go,
And you are somebody too.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
you don't know who I am.
Can try
totally
to insight
do.
check?
Anyone who wants
I'm
to
new
can make
here.
a history check if you want to try to figure out who this is.
Try doesn't know.
Bad.
Can I make another one?
No.
I
Wait,
know.
we can add bless.
Yes.
Give me a D4, please.
Okay.
17.
I can make a people.
17. I don't think you know this person's name, but you definitely know where they're from. I think you would understand that they are from the very famous story, The Little Mermaid.
I gotta be honest, I have no idea who this person is. But I'm pretty sure that their relatives tried to kill Bob.
Do you say that out loud?
Why?
Is that a thing you say out loud?
I mean, I try to say it somewhat quietly.
Cool, make a stealth check with disadvantage because you're standing right in front of people.
Do we just let us keep being silly with no consequences?
Yeah,
No. You can be silly with consequences.
But we don't need those. Okay,
Can I-
okay. You said advantage?
Yes.
Advantage?
No. No, I didn't.
I
Stop
should've
this.
just
Get
I should've just gone
out of here. I was thinking of story stuff.
I was gonna ask if I could give him advantage because I'm pretty sure I'm wearing this man's shirt and I want to like be really awkward about it and like I'm both trying to be like, doesn't this shirt look good? And also like, I hope you're not weird that I'm wearing your shirt. So could I distract? Give advantage?
No.
All right, well I tried.
That is a 19, though.
Cool. With a 19, he looks at you and puts his hand on your shoulder and goes, I know you. You're Pinocchio. I'm Henry. I can't believe we've never met before, Pinocchio.
Oh, of course, Henry!
Henry, yes, of course. And my wife Vanessa. And she waves at you. Very princess wave. Give me one more perception check, everybody.
Oh,
Nat 20 for a 21.
Nat 20?
Nat 20, baby!
Woo! First one of season 2.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I got a 23.
Great.
Dang.
How'd you do, Bob?
8.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Bob, you're hanging with Henry. He's cool.
I got a 16.
Stunning. Pinocchio, I think you're also talking with Henry. I think the two of you are, like, the three of you are all chatting. He's going on and on about Bob's outfit and your outfit, giving all the compliments in the universe. Two things are happening over here. Trad, with a 23, You can't put your finger on it. Something seems off with Cinderella. She just she's standing a different way than she was when you were upstairs.
Yeah.
Her voice has weirdly changed, and not in a fun, I ate the dad cheese way, you know? Something is very different, and she is like hanging on her husband. Big Red. I'm very frustrated, and I'll tell you why. Because I rolled a natural 20 on this
Do we
stealth
fight to the death now?
I don't think so. I think what happens here is no one else sees anything. Nobody sees anything. Not in the whole party. You, though, Big Red, you're looking around, giving a quick look-ski. You're the only one who saw that whoosh from before. For just a second, you see that same, rush of movement, and you catch a moment where this creature stops to surveil the area. It happens so fast, but you catch it. Make a history check for me with advantage and bless.
Better not be who I think it is.
History with advantage and bless. Okay. Oh, roll your bless.
Is this everybody to me?
No, this is just Big Red.
Chills.
21.
With a 21, you don't know this creature's name on purpose. You know that this creature's name has been hidden for a very long time. There have been many stories where people have tried and failed and made deals and failed to understand who this creature is. And he looks at you. He sees you looking. You see him. And he's going... I need you to make... I need you to make a... I think it's a charisma saving throw.
With advantage?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But bless.
Yep. No parts.
It's charisma, yeah.
Seven.
Big Red disappears.
No.
And that's where we have to end for today, everybody.
You got me! Oh, I'm scared.
Yay! Yay!
So
Welcome back to Land of Tales, the happy fun season. The happy fun season. No, it's gonna be okay. I don't murder characters in the Land of Tales. I would never.
No, certainly not. You've never had us do death saves in the first episode of a season.
No. That wasn't the first episode. Rewatch the first episode. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been all of us acting absolutely unhinged for Oh, I have the time. 2 hours and 3 minutes. Thank you for joining us. We will be back next week with more from the Cheese Boys and the Land of Tales. Everybody say goodbye.
Here's hoping your toes don't fluctuate.
Bye, baby.
All toes are valid.
We love your toes.